A bone-rattling day in the Jeep takes me to Akagara National Park and a chance to realise another dream. Although wildlife here has been shamefully reduced by poaching, I'm still hoping to have a close encounter with an elephant.
And here we are in the living room of giant beasts. So this is a whole family of giraffes here. We've got the father, 3 kids, and the mother. This feels naughty. It feels like I'm in the enclosure with the giraffes at the zoo. Different animals coexist together, like the zebras and the giraffes, because they can benefit from each other. The giraffes are tall, so they can see when any predators come, and then the zebras can take their advice from the giraffes and run. And of course, they don't compete for food, so they can hang out together. Got some baboons here on our right. It's one group. Slowly, numbers have increased, and I believe we're completely surrounded now. You hear these stories, you know, about the car not starting and... The impala, in their groups, they have one male and the rest are female, and often you'll find a group of just males. We call them the bachelors. When I say we, I mean myself and the locals here, the Rwandan safari experts. Imagine being that alpha male in charge of all those girls. Actually reminds me of when I worked at the body shop. I was the manager and all the rest of the staff were female, and I'd turn up and, oh, here he is, and they'd all look after me, and I'd take a long lunch break. Yeah, back in those days. Alpha male. Here's your classic buffalo with the little birds on their backs. One looking straight at me. G'day, mate. Gave him the old kiwi. He's moved on. They look old, these buffalo. Oh, the stories they could tell. Imagine what they'd say. That sort of thing, you know. Insightful. Oh. I think I'm just clearing his throat. Well, this is pretty amazing. I've just got some hippos pretty much 50 metres in front of me, and they're just submerging and resurfacing just so their eyes and snouts are just above the waterline. It's a great feeling. Such big beasts with no fences, and you can hear them breathing. I've seen quite a bit of elephant poo on the road as we're driving along, so I'm now really excited that I'm going to see an elephant. I'm just keeping an eye out. All this elephant poo on the road here, very fresh. So they've passed through here this morning. The rangers are radioing each other and trying to spot the elephants. Just turn the engine off. We're going to listen. See if we can hear any, you know. I definitely heard a noise around this area of an elephant. Type of thing, you know. Oh my God. There she goes, crossing the road. Very cautious. Wow, look at that. There's the big daddy, big saggy dad. This is really special for me because for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to come to Africa and see the animals in the wild. It's just so different to an enclosure. There's a sense of freedom and peace and tranquility about them that you just don't get with animals you see in the zoo. So lucky to be this close. Look at that. Older male, I'd say. Mind you, most elephants are quite wrinkly. Brings back memories of that very old elephant that I used to see at the Auckland Museum. And it looked so decrepit, but it was always a wonder for me. It's the first elephant I ever saw. And I remember vowing then and there that I would see the real thing in Africa. But he's right there. Ever since I was a kid, I've always dreamed about going to Africa and going on a safari, and here I am. I can't believe it. I'm doing it. It's a dream come true. 2 down, 1 to go. Animals in Africa, become a movie star, go to outer space. I've lived quite a self-centered, career-orientated life to get where I am today, and I decided to leave that life for a little while and come to Rwanda because I didn't need to come here, and I didn't really want to. I was a bit scared. To be honest, I only came here for the animals, and the animals are amazing, and I knew they would be. But I leave with the greatest impression being the people. It's been the most uplifting experience I've ever had. The people here are fascinating. They're so lovely, and they've got a great work ethic and community spirit. And I had a bit of an epiphany when I was in the cultural village, banging on the drums. It was so hard to get into the rhythm. And then for a brief period, I got it, and I was banging the same beat as everyone else. The feeling was something I've never felt before. It was like, wow, we're together as one. We're unity. There's a harmony. That's what life is over here. They all work together in their communities. And when they hit that same line, it's bliss. If I could offer any advice for anyone in the Western world, it's to stop what you're doing, stop your job, put down your laptops, your newspapers, your televisions, your lattes, and come here to Rwanda, just for a couple of weeks. Because no matter how important you think you are, you're like a grain of rice. Come and see the gorillas. That's what you've got to do. I was in the Powhatan Pakuranga football team, just the midgets. I got Player of the Year once. They spelt my name wrong on the trophy, and they said, Rhys Darby! And of course I didn't think it was me. I eventually got up there, and all I could say was, oh, I'm not happy with the name being spelt wrong. Right, so I need some hats.
Intrepid Journeys thanks Cathay Pacific for their support. For more information on tonight's journey, call 0800 174 043 or log on to the website.